I'm also a talent acquisition consultant in HR, and I actually work up in our Portland, Maine location, although I do travel down to Chattanooga quite a bit, so definitely familiar with the area. So I work primarily with our leadership development programs, which you'll learn a little bit more about today. That includes our professional development program, actuarial development program, and accounting and finance development program, as well as our internships and our school year internships, which we call our scholars program. So definitely excited to get to know you all today and share a little bit more about what we have to offer.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Allie. So what I'm going to do just to start us off is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Unum, and then like Allie mentioned, she will go into a little bit more about the leadership development programs, scholars positions, and kind of different things within Unum. All right, so just an overview. So we have been around for nearly 170 years, and we currently help about 36 million people gain affordable access to disability, life, accident, critical illness, dental, vision benefits, all through their workplace. So the way I like to think about it is we really help people in their time of need, whether that's they need to be out of the office for a little bit to take care of a sick family member, or maybe they just had a baby and they're going to be out of work for a little bit to take care of their new baby. So we're really there for them when they go through life's biggest ups and downs. So that's just a little bit about us. So just a snapshot of kind of what our competitors look like. So you can see, maybe you'll see some names that you recognize on there. This is really what our kind of, these are who we're competing with in the industry. So maybe, you know, Aflac, I know the commercials with the duck, I feel like everyone always remembers those. So this just kind of gives you an idea of who, you know, we're working against and kind of what we do and what we look like in the market. So our goal really is to kind of redefine the insurance industry. So some of the things that we're trying to do is really take it from, you know, people saying insurance and maybe disability insurance and things like that to really employee benefits, because that's what we're here for. We're here for employers to help provide that solution for their employees when they do have to be out of work. So that's where we're trying to go, is kind of take the focus away from just insurance, more to a whole employee benefits idea of things. Also want to move from large to leading. We're the market leader in the employee benefits industry. So really looking to change that wording as well. And same with supplemental. A lot of times you'll hear people say we supply supplemental insurance, which is basically just kind of like I mentioned, the disability, life, critical illness, things like that, to more essential, because as our world changes and as we try to, you know, provide more work-life balance and things like that, these benefits really are becoming essential to employers in order to retain and attract that top talent. Also, we're not necessarily service-oriented, we're more solution-oriented. So we want to be, you know, your solution to when you have that problem and you're looking for something, you know, to be that support for your employees. Also, we're not product focused, we're focused on our people. So we know that the work that we're in, it's not necessarily black and white. Black and white, there's a lot of gray, because there is a huge focus on people and how we're maintaining that relationship and how employers are maintaining that relationship with their employees. So we're focused on that people building. Oops. So a little history about us. So we started in about 1848 as Unum Mutual. That's the oldest predecessor company. And then we moved on to Provident Life, an accident insurance company, and that was incorporated in 1887. In 1986, Union Mutual becomes a publicly traded company and changes its name to the Unum Life Insurance, or, you know, the Unum name, and it's owned by the Unum Corporation. In 1993, we merged with the Colonial Company, so that's more of our direct-to-consumer market. And then in 1997, Provident, which if you're from the Chattanooga area, I know my parents had heard of Provident, they knew the building. That might sound familiar to you. We acquired the Paul Revere Life Insurance Company that was headquartered in Maine, or I'm sorry, in Massachusetts. And then in 1999, that's when the Unum Corporation and Provident companies merged to form the Unum Provident Corporation. So then we're kind of moving on to 2007, where we kind of see where we're at now, where Unum and Providence shortened its name to Unum, and Colonial becomes Colonial Life. And as we've kind of moved on from that time, we're still looking for ways to develop and innovate our platforms and provide businesses with their employee benefit needs. So that's just a little bit about us and the history. So we have locations kind of all across the U.S. and global as well. So we have our headquarters here in Chattanooga with about 2,500 employees. Our other headquarters in Portland, Maine, with about 2,800 employees. Our headquarters in the UK, which has about 480 employees, and then our Colonial Life headquarters in Columbia, South Carolina, with about 1,000 employees. We also have field offices that's more focused on our sales teams. They are located kind of all across the nation and as globally as well. There's about 34 field offices located across the U.S. So that's just a, kind of a snapshot of where we are. So we are on the Fortune 500 list. We are actually number 266 as of 2020. Just to kind of give you an idea of who we're surrounded by, MasterCard is 191, Kellogg is 237, Charles Schwab is 271, Keurig is 288, and Hershey's Chocolate is 398. So we're among some good company. I'm sure some of those names you guys have recognized or heard of, and we've actually have moved up in the past year on that list as well. We also service about 2/3 of the other companies on the Fortune 500 list. So not only are we on the list, we actually work with a majority of the people on the list as well. So kind of give you an idea of where we stand in the market. So we are, the Unum US is the #1 market leader for group disability, group life, and is #3 for voluntary benefits in the market. And then Unum UK is #1 in group income protection, 4 in group life, #3 in critical illness, and then Colonial Life is #4 in voluntary benefits. So as you can see, we are a market leader in the industry, and we're constantly growing as well. So why do employers need Unum? So basically what we found is 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck in America. So if a curveball is thrown at them, let's just say they all of a sudden, like I mentioned earlier, maybe they need to go out of work to take care of a sick family member, they need us for that support while they have to be out of work. So employers can offer their employees these benefits that help them in that time of need. And what it really does is it helps to retain and recruit top talent, especially when the marketplace is really competitive. You can really win a candidate over if you are able to provide them with those strong benefits and able to really understand that work-life balance is important, and we can provide that help for them. So how we're set up, this is kind of how we do business. So the employee, they have a need for the benefit. The employer reaches out to a broker who's kind of acts as a middleman to find them the best deal in the market for what they're needing. So whether that's life insurance, dental insurance, health, everything like that, they go into the market and work with the different carriers to find what's going to be right for that company. So if they then reach out to us, we will then work with the broker, kind of like I said, they act as that middleman, and will become the insurance provider for that employer. So that's kind of how it's broken down. I know insurance is a funny business. I feel like there's always a lot going on, and it can be kind of confusing sometimes. So just think of it as this is kind of the process of how we actually attract customers and sell to different businesses. So at Unum, we are committed to our employees' development and their engagement. So we offer 100% tuition reimbursement up to $5,200 per year. We also offer some training and development, online learning tools, career development support, and management and leadership programs. We have different programs like our Accelerated Leadership Program, which helps people who are on the path to become a manager. We have our Career Launch workshop that we provide, which helps people kind of figure out where they want to go next in their career. Right now, I'm actually leading a workshop called our Career Mobility Development Series, where we're helping employees figure out how to market themselves and update their resume, and how to, give them interview skills and tips and tricks and things like that. So we really encourage that growth within Unum, and we want it to be a long-term career, not just a job for you. So we try to provide you with those different avenues to grow your career, and we want that to be rewarded. We want your success to be rewarded. So we have our Aspire conference, which is kind of like our rewards program, where we actually send people to a conference in Disney where they get to learn different things, and they get to obviously enjoy some of the Disney parks, and that's all expenses paid. So we want people to feel like they're recognized and rewarded for all the hard work that they're doing. We also want you to have a true work-life balance, whether that's flexible work schedules, offering work-at-home positions, providing health and wellness opportunities. I know with everything going on right now, it's been a little bit of a crazy time. I think Unum did a really good job of, once everything kind of started to happen, sending their employees home and making sure that their safety and their work-life balance with parents who have to do homeschooling and things like that, it was really their top of mind. They really did a good job in taking care of their employees there. And so obviously right now we have a lot of working from home people like myself and Allie, but that's also offered normally as well. So that's an opportunity too. We have our on-site health and wellness facilities, which I know in Chattanooga they just completely renovated it, and it looks like a state-of-the-art gym. It's awesome. They offer different classes. You can go at lunch, you can go after work. They do different morning options. So they really care about our health and fitness as well. And then obviously they have a generous paid time off policy, even for entry level employees. Like I said, there's just a really big focus on employees' work-life balance, and they try to do everything they can to show you that you are valued and a part of the team. So that's just a little bit about some of the things that we offer. Oops, sorry. We're also extremely committed to our community. Our message is really that we're more than insurance. The culture is a unique one where the company and the employee can give back to the community and make a difference in the places they live. We have 3 pillars of our corporate giving. Those are public education, arts and culture, and health and wellness. So we're focused on the communities that we are in. So with education, we maximize the effect of our volunteer and philanthropic efforts. Our primary goal is to enhance the educational opportunities for our children and those of our neighbors. So we offer different programs like public school programs that focus on achievement and innovation in the classroom experience. We offer education and mentoring relationship with youth organizations like Junior Achievement and Big Brothers Big Sisters. We also collaborate with businesses and other community leaders to try to impact, education policy at the state and local level as well. I know for me personally, I'm involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and that helped. I got involved with that through Unum. So it's been a great experience, and I'm really glad that that was something that they encouraged me to do. Health and wellness, I think I don't want to harp on this, but we really value the health and wellness of our employees and our communities. We want to make sure that we're offering, healthy options and healthy lifestyles, and whether that's through blood donations or food drives, or, making sure we're offering assistance during times of crisis. We care about the health and well-being of our employees and our communities as well. And then arts and culture, we really try to engage in the different outlets and opportunities for creative expression. So they support organizations that embrace public art in our facilities, local art festivals, cultural programs, everything like that. So overall, we've done about 12 million in charitable giving and have about 50,000 volunteer hours. As well as being committed to our communities, we offer also our employee resource groups, which can help people within Unum find ways to give back within the community. We have our LGBTQ plus ERG, we have our race and ethnicity ERG, and our woman in business ERG. We also have an ability support group for people who may need different support if they struggle with a disability. We have a support group for that as well. So there's definitely a lot of different options within Unum to be involved and give back to the community. And on that note, I will let Allie take over and tell you a little bit about the leadership development programs.
Awesome. And so Lauren, I'll just ask that you go ahead and tab through the slides. I'll just ask you for next. Thank you for providing that overview. So we have a couple of different leadership development programs at Unum that are really geared towards folks who are interested in a variety of different things and ultimately want to go ahead and enter a leadership path at the company. We actually hit the next slide. That'd be great. So we have the professional development program, the actuarial development program, and the accounting and finance development program. So for PDP, and you'll hear that that's how we refer to the folks who are in the program is by the acronym. So PDPs are those who are in the professional development program. This is really geared towards folks who have a kind of a broad business background, and you have the exposure to 3 cross-functional rotations. All of these are rotational programs that at the end, you transition into a leadership type of position. Depending on which program it is, it might be a little bit different. So for PDP, there's the risk management, business technology, intelligence, and then marketplace and external perspective, as well as the customer focus. And the reason that we have these rotations is because we really believe that for a leader to be successful and the best at their job, that they should have a solid understanding of a variety of different aspects of the business. So each rotation might be between 12 and 18 months, which really depends on the type of role that the associate has, the complexity of the role, and then ultimately what is the business need. Typically, the whole program would be wrapped up in the max amount of time would be 4.5 years. You might see somebody finish as early as 3.5. And when we talk about the business need, we really identify areas where we need somebody to come in and think creatively, innovatively, push forward, drive change, and then really kind of gain followership and help people to come along the ride with them. So it's a really special program where folks can kind of come in and make some impactful changes while gaining some really solid business experience. So after each rotation, there is kind of an assessment of the associate and a just kind of looking into where the next rotation might be. There is a relocation requirement. So as Lauren mentioned earlier, we do have those several different office locations. And this is a chance for folks to get exposed to different business areas in how we do things a little bit differently at some of our other locations. So for example, like our Colonial Life subsidiary, it's a little bit of a different line of the business compared to what you might see in Chattanooga or Portland. And we also have the option to actually have a rotation in the UK, so folks can go to just outside London for one of their rotations, apply for that. So it's really great. The way I kind of describe this program is it's like the liberal arts of the professional world, where you get that broad exposure to a bunch of different aspects while getting mentorship and guidance along the way. So the actuarial development program is those who are interested in an actuarial path. There are 3 rotations focused on technical, analytical, and consultative skills. And again, those are also 18 to 24 months each. We don't have the relocation program requirement with this program just because the structure is a little bit different, but ultimately same kind of setup in terms of having a senior leader mentor and a lot of support with curriculum development and things like that along the way. We do expect that folks will have passed an exam before they come in. So that's part of the application process. And then we do offer paid study hours for passing exams while they're in the program. And then lastly, we have the accounting and finance development program. Same thing with the 3 to 4 cross-functional rotations, but it's really focused primarily on accounting. We do have the finance piece, but we're looking for a lot of folks who are interested on more of the accounting side. But the financial and regulatory reporting, tax, planning, risk, internal audit, and corporate finance. And we're focusing more on looking for folks who are looking for their CPA or their CMA. And we do help with achieving those throughout the time as well. Perfect. So many of you might have heard from about our Scholars Program, because we do have a lot of you are actually involved with that at Unum. And the Scholars Program is an awesome chance to be able to work at the company throughout the school year. You do need to be enrolled in an accredited 4-year undergrad or MBA program to participate. And we prefer folks who have completed at least 2 years of college coursework, just because you are able to kind of have a more practical application of your learnings to the workplace if you're able to do that. It's real world experience or in roles that we have filled by full-time employees, and it's really a great opportunity for that year-round internship. If you look at some of our retention data for people who they participate in the Scholars Program, this past year we had 87% of scholars convert to full-time employees after graduation. So it's a really great pipeline to kind of just come in and test out the company, for us to test you out, you to test us out, and then see if you might want to build your career with Unum. So it is about 15 hours a week during the school year, regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. With that said, right now, everybody is working pretty much remotely, and we are offering that as an option throughout this upcoming school year, just given the current situation. If you are a Scholars intern, you can actually be full-time during the summer. And then the different business areas that we really typically have positions in, we want to make sure that we're focusing on productivity, accuracy, and customer service. We do provide mentorships as a part of that, and again, really thinking about it as a pipeline to a full-time position. Thank you. And then something that's a little bit different, still an internship experience, but more of a structured program with some specific aspects, is our summer internship program. So this is a 8 to 10 week program where folks are in various roles and they have different tasks, but they're also, the thing that distinguishes the most is the business case that everyone is involved in. So at the end of the program, folks present their findings on this business case that they've been paired with people throughout the different areas of the business as a cross-functional exercise, and they're given a real world problem that they can actually do their research internally, externally, and then propose their solutions. So this past year, we were able to have folks present online, and everybody from across all of our different locations were able to attend and see what kind of solutions folks came up with. So it's a really exciting opportunity to kind of flex your business skills and engage in some real world problems.
Can you still see my screen for the video?
So it's still the PowerPoint. I don't know how
Okay.
to do the sound too. We'll have to. If it doesn't work, we can always send it after.
Yeah. Now?
Yes, but then I can't. I don't know that we can hear it. Yeah, there's no sound.
Oh, I'm not sure how to work the sound. I'm not good at Zoom. We use Teams, so I'm not used to Zoom. Let me see. And what we can do is we can just send this out afterwards too.
That's totally fine. You can hear about how everybody loves the internship program so much.
Exactly.
But it was really exciting this past year because we were able to still offer the internship program, which a lot of companies weren't able to offer it in the same capacity. So it had a little bit of a different feel, but the interns were able to still provide some awesome, meaningful work, and it's all very project oriented. So they can, at the end of the summer, they can walk away and be like, yes, I completed this, thing, and feel like they actually contributed. So it's a really awesome opportunity. And a lot of time we see that interns are interested in our leadership development programs. So we kind of set it up that way where they can, they have a peer mentor who is in one of those, either an ADP, AFDP, or PDP, so they can kind of fill that out and then also explore other business areas as well. Awesome. So just to kind of drill a little bit further down into the different types of internship opportunities, So we have them into what we call core role internships, or we kind of call these like general business internships. They could be in anything from accounting, business operations, our contact center, many roles within finance, human resources, marketing, sales, and underwriting. And the actuarial internship has opportunities within pricing, valuation, modeling, and experience analysis, which is very closely aligned to the ADP program. And then lastly, we do have tech internships where we're looking at bringing in software engineers, data analysts, and those focused on tech innovation. So right now, Unum is going under what we're calling a digital transformation. So we're looking for folks to really come in with new and exciting ideas. Perfect. So to get into a little bit more of the opportunities within the kind of tech sphere at Unum in Colonial Life, it might not be engineering in the same kind of traditional sense that you might think of, but they typically have a more technical role on our Agile teams. And they really focus on different aspects of software development and testing within that. So our software engineers are, we have many full stack software engineers, and they're typically assigned for different developing different software within different business areas. So you'll find that we have a lot of different platforms within, and right now we're trying to kind of flatten the experience so that we can simplify the different platforms we're using. And there's a lot of work that goes into just making sure that everything's connecting and that we can, communicating so we can transfer data easily, things like that. So they're typically working within a Scrum team and providing the kind of the technical side, making sure that the business decisions are informed by the actual, what we can actually practically apply. We also have test engineers who really help the Agile team deliver on their solutions and with the customer in mind at all times. So really thinking about the planning, the designing, and the managing, and then ultimately the execution of the software testing. And then making sure that we are using the most up-to-date kind of techniques and tools where we are going under that digital transformation. Our operations engineers are those who are really looking at the whole process as a whole. So making sure that things are stable, they're integrated, and that we have solid security. We want to make sure that we're protecting our customers' information and that everything runs smoothly. And then lastly, our technical support engineers, they work really closely with the Agile team members to work on the application and tool portfolios. As I mentioned before, we have a lot of different platforms internally, and they're trying to always just work with the different service interruptions and help us meet those service levels. We have high focus on customer service. We want to make sure that we can provide it quickly, efficiently, and our technical support engineers are making sure that everything's running smoothly so that we can make that happen. So we also have some more kind of business-focused analyst positions where it's still within the tech realm. We do see engineers fill these types of roles, but they're more, even though those other engineer positions are still very much with the business in mind, obviously, these are a little bit even more so. So we have 3 different areas that would be a good kind of entry-level point, which would be business analyst, the security analyst, and the data analyst. The business analysts are really the go-between between the Agile teams and the customer. They're just making sure that we are documenting everything and having the appropriate, just tools to make sure that we're providing good solutions. They're just kind of taking a 5,000-foot view and making sure that everything is running smoothly along the way. Security analysts, they're ensuring that the right people have the right access at the right time. They make sure that our data is safe. So it's a huge aspect of our business. Obviously, we deal with very confidential information, and we need to make sure that even internally that we're not passing documents through anybody that doesn't need to see them. And then lastly, those data analysts. This is more on the technical side of things, but really people who really like to get into the nitty-gritty of providing data analysis. They both design and document different business initiatives. So say that you have this business problem and you want it addressed, they're the ones who are going to drill down and find the details on providing data to make appropriate business decisions. and they make sure that data requirements are met with, high attention to detail and making sure that everything's efficient. Great, so some other entry level roles that we have, these are kind of some larger buckets that we can fill in here, but these are for all majors. And maybe if you are a student who's, you're pursuing engineering, but maybe interested in exploring some other paths, our sales and field service, we have sales offices all throughout the United States. So even though we mentioned those specific locations for our home offices, our sales offices are all across the United States in a lot of major cities. Those are really focused on customer service and sales experience, but we like to see a lot of different types of folks in those roles. For underwriting, this is what I would describe as one of our more technical roles for one of these entry-level positions. We need people in these roles that have really great quantitative skills. They've got those critical thinking skills, good problem solvers, and then making that bridge between being able to be really analytical and then also relay the information effectively, which sometimes is a special skill to have. Then we have a lot of folks within the disability benefit specialist. These are folks who are making quick decisions. They're thinking about things critically as well, but they have to have very high level of customer service, because that's a big part of the position. And then lastly, our client service center is looking at the customer contact services, billing coordinators, implementation managers, huge part of our business. The benefits organization as a whole is around 80% of the roles that we have. And again, needing to have those strong problem solving skills, excellent customer service skills as well. So that's a wrap. We'd love to kind of field any questions and answer anything that might have come up.
Hi, everyone. I didn't have any questions, but I just want to say thank you for the opportunity for giving us a little bit of information on what you all do, what you all have offered for everyone. So thank you again.
Absolutely. We are happy to be here and happy to help. And feel free to reach out to either Allie or myself if anybody does have some additional questions. And we can send out that video as well so that, like Allie said, you can hear how much everyone loved our summer internship program.
I think it's great. I just wanted to add that you were able to continue the summer internship program. Like you had mentioned, there were a lot of companies who are unable to do that. So it sounds like you're moving forward with remote work, whether that's full-time and through the internship. So I think that's great. And of course, if you have, immediate openings and stuff like that, I can post them to our career launch and let our students know. So you can hopefully receive some great resumes and applications from our students. And both of you have been wonderful, and I appreciate the presentation. If it's possible, it'd be great to also have the slides, just in case the students, sometimes they ask for that. So that would be great. And we sometimes we'll share those with our academic advisors and some of our faculty and staff. So.
Absolutely.
That's a good point, Nicole, so thank you. We are opening up our offices for those who want to go back in. We understand that for a lot of folks, they might not be comfortable at this point, but Unum has taken a lot of really great precautions. They provided masks and hand sanitizer to everybody and individual keyboards and everything that you can take with you. So it is an option to work in the office, but we still have a majority of our workforce at home. So it's been great.
Well, thank you both so much. I will share this with our engineering and the College of Business as well, the students. And hopefully we can do something similar moving forward. I know we are trying to work on having some on-campus options for employers, but definitely let me know if you'd like to do something, maybe even mid-semester, something similar. We have a lot of companies doing that, and you're welcome to invite different presenters. We've had some companies invite current interns or just others that might be slightly different than their first presentation, just to give a little feedback about their experience, or maybe how they started out as an intern and then went full-time, just kind of as an example.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah, thank you both so much. If you need the recording for any reason, let me know. It will take a little while for me to receive it in my email, but I'll keep a lookout for that video. And thank you both for taking time out of your day. And I'm sure I'll speak to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.